Welcome back to the Valve Studio. My finger joint saga continues. Not to be deterred by yesterday's disastrous results, I'm ready for the next pass. Let's try something else. So I sit down here in my lab this afternoon, and I'm thinking, I really need to make something with the 4 pieces that I have. Let's make a smaller version of something. And then it came to me, let's make a smaller box. No, it didn't. I just happened to look over my bench here, and I see this. This is a Mojo Tone 8-inch speaker that came out of AJ's Fender Champ clone that he built here about 2 years ago. And I'm thinking, I have a completely parameterized design in Fusion. Why don't I just make a smaller cabinet for this speaker that's been sitting over here for almost 2 years? So that's what I did. Let's go out in the shop, and we'll zoom through some videos, and we'll show you the final results of today's iteration on the finger joint design. Let's go out in the shop. Alright, I'll spare the agony of watching me cut all these pieces. I'm just going to show you one. This is cutting out the top here. And because I made a smaller design, I was able to cut all the pieces out of the scrap from yesterday's experiment and just put them back down on the machine and cut them all out. And for this particular piece, I only used one piece of tape in the super glue method. And even with one piece of tape, I had problems getting it off. So these videos are running at 500x, so it's 5 times the speed. And I'm showing you this one here. I'd like to say that they all looked this nice, but they didn't. We had the same kind of problem we had yesterday with the middle laminations in my plywood not being glued sufficiently. But this one here, if they all look like this would be a great way to make these speaker cabinets. But of course, I'm just showing you the one that's the most beautiful. But these are all really well formed, and they just look great. So this is real time here. So at the speed it was running. Then I'll zoom back up here to do that last little pace. But this looks great. So this is what it looks like. It didn't rip any of the top lamination off, the finished lamination off the good side of the plywood. It looks fabulous. This is really awesome results here. All the backs are ideally well formed. There's a little bit of space there left over for the glue. And then when I put it together, I noticed something else. So if you look at this picture here, over on the right-hand side, the area between the fingers, you can see that the Z-axis didn't go down far enough because there's still some of the rounded remnant left over from the profile in operation. And as you work your way to the left, that eventually goes away. And so the leftmost area between the fingers is actually really well squared off. And so I played around with this for a little while, and I deduced that the fixture that I have to set the piece into the machine needs a little bit of alignment. It's off by just a hair, and over this distance here, it's enough to make a significant impact. So here's the final box. I went ahead and made all the sides, 2 sides at the top, and this thing, I didn't even need to use a mallet to fit this together. You just kind of force it together, and it fit really well. And there is a little bit of Z issue. I may have to put my machine back through some calibration on my Z axis, but it will zoom in here. And this damn camera, like every other camera on YouTube, doesn't like to focus, but here we'll get it. All right, so you can kind of see this joinery is, well, it's excellent. It's a little bit pulled apart because, this is just pressure fit together. When I clamp it for the final glue up, it'll pull together. It's actually going to pull together really nicely. You can see some of the laminations coming out of that piece right there. But all in all, this was a tremendous success. Well, that's a much improved situation over yesterday's results. Is it good enough for in here? Yes, it is. Would I use this for production? No, I'd probably do something else. But it's going to work fine for what I need in here in the lab. So in the next, a few weeks, I'm going to go ahead and build up my cabinets, get that project done so I can get back in here and start working with high voltage electronics again. All right, well, thanks for watching. This is the Valve Studio.